Thank you.
I submit that in this room, I've got poker players who also have been risking at one time or another in your lives on the turn of a single card if you use poker as a metaphor. The first thing a poker player understands is that poker is a game of people, sometimes played with cards. Game selection, choosing what you want to do and where you want to do it and the conditions under which you want to do it are critical criteria for any poker game. In the card room, in the boardroom, even in the bedroom. From the selection of the poker game that I'm going to play, I come to understand that it is all about negotiating. That's what poker is. I have 4 ways I want to negotiate. Let me share them with you. I can start with the goods, but in poker, it is absolute strength, meaning nobody has a hand better than mine. There are a lot of poker hands that I don't play, and there are a lot of business deals that I don't offer to try to make. Because if I identify games where I can win, games where I am positioned to win, games where I have the skills to win, my chances of winning dramatically improve. I don't really want to play 7-deuce in a poker game. And the reason I don't want to play 7-deuce in a 2-card, no-limit poker game is I have the very worst poker hand I can possibly have. Now in business, I've picked up a few of those types of hands also, and I try to drop them because I just assume not be involved in any poker game where my chances of winning are very small. So strategy number 1 in a poker game is choosing your game, selecting the people with whom you will play, and then looking for opportunities to bet with absolute strength. Understanding that even when you start with an excellent starting hand, that you can never sit on your laurels. You can never assume, because you got off to a great start, that you won't be like all of those horses that fall behind and go off stride. And so again, you need to be able to assess what is happening to you in the course of the negotiation. So in a poker game, if I can't have absolute strength and know that I have the very best hand and then do my betting, my second choice is to bet with comparative strength. What I mean by comparative strength is that I have a hand that I think is better than yours, even if I don't think it's the very best hand. In a negotiation or in a poker game, I have a third strategy that I can use if concluding that I have a better hand, even if it's not a great hand, isn't one of the strategies I can pick out. And that is playing with potential. We are bluffing in a sense. We are doing what is called in poker a semi-bluff. And here's what a semi-bluff is about. A semi-bluff is a bet that someone makes when they think they have the worse hand than their opponent, but believe that by the time all 5 community cards are out, that they might leapfrog ahead of their opponent. The way in which a poker player determines whether he or she has potential to win a pot is by calculating the odds and determining whether the odds based on the amount of money that is in the pot warrants their being in the pot. If you are able to calculate odds, which includes understanding how much you can afford to risk relative to your own available bankroll, whether it is in business or whether it is in poker, you will have an opportunity to play more hands in which you have the potential. If you have a smaller bankroll, you need to start at the top of the negotiating strategies. You need to be doing more betting with absolute power. As is the case in negotiation, it is the case of the poker table. Knowing your personal strengths is as important as understanding the underpinnings of the negotiation itself. My favorite strategy, if I can't have the absolute goods, is betting from position. From a lawyer's point of view, when would you like it to be your turn to act?
After the other guy.
Absolutely, after the other person. Every time you have a chance to be responsive, who do you want to do the deposition first? The other guy. Who do you want to make the offer on the compensation? I would rather have the other guy telling me what he has in mind. So too, in a poker game, I like to act last. All I have to do is figure out from your body language, from the action you've taken on the hand, from information I may have gleaned about you, what the quality of your hand might be like, and decide what you think the quality of my hand might be like. And if I conclude that either you don't have a good hand, or that you're worried that I have a good hand, either way, I am going to take the pot away from you. So let's see what I mean by this. If you are in a negotiation, and you are the one making the demands, I am the one who is going to be able to say, I will, I won't, I might, or under what conditions I will, I may, or I might, and I get to judge by your eye contact, the pulse in your neck, what you are saying, how well it is modulated, what your posture is like, and finally, and most important of all of that, how much you are willing to bet. Every time I have the opportunity to hear you first and to watch you in action first, I have a better chance of making an end result in that negotiation that I would find satisfying. Remember the 4 ways in which you can negotiate, whether you are in the boardroom, the courtroom, the schoolroom, the homeroom, or in the card room. Absolute strength, comparative strength, potential, or position. I thank you all for being here.